What's going on, guys? This is Joe Young coming at you another video today. Today I'm going to give you guys the results of the 5K contest drawing, and also I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek of what I do in terms of my maintenance for the rack outside. So starting off with the 5K contest, I want to say thank you guys for the continued support on the channel. The channel, started, about 4 years ago in late 2013, I believe, was my very first video of my, discus tank that I started this channel off with. And 4 years later, I still am keeping discus, even though it's just a pair, but I still have a love and a passion for them because, that's what I started the channel with. But I expanded it and, branched off to different other species that I wanted to try. Years from now, I might be changing completely to a different species, different things. And I really like that about YouTube because I can document things that I'm trying, experiments, different tanks like that. And hopefully you guys enjoy the ride along with me. So you guys are probably dying to know who won. So how I did the drawing was basically I just copy and paste my video into a website that pretty much randomly picks a comment from that video section, and that person will win. And the winner is Simply Beta. Now, congratulations to Simply Beta. I'm going to send you a message and I'll get your info and I'll go ahead and ship out your prize. If you're in the US, you'll get the Dragon Stones, and if you are in international, you'll get an 80A diffuser. I hope to do more giveaways in the future. It's a little, thank you from me to you guys for all the support. Probably the next giveaway will probably be at the 10,000 mark. I've been doing a giveaway at every 1,000 mark, but it seems like we're hitting like the 1,000 mark so frequently and so fast that I'm going to set the bars a little bit high for you guys. I'm going to say the next milestone will be at the 10,000, and that will be probably when I do the next giveaway contest. So let's share the videos, let's like it, let's subscribe if you guys haven't subscribed yet, and let's get to the 10,000 marks so that we can do another giveaway for you guys. So this morning when I walked out into the garage, I noticed something kind of just on the floor, and it was a dead fish. Now the racks do have covers on them, but there is a small gap in between the actual tank cover in the back because there's a couple equipment that I can't really shimmy or can't really fit completely down. So there's always going to be a gap or something where a fish can jump out. Now, if you guys don't know about swordtail fish are jumpers, and they're known jumpers, and you kind of have to have a top on them. Same thing with rainbows, and they tend to jump out of the tank a lot. So last week I actually had another jumper that actually survived. I noticed him on the floor pretty fast, and I picked him up and I pretty much threw him into the quarantine tank because, again, the floor is dirty, the floor is contaminated. I don't know what could have gotten into the fish, and just in case of the fish got some sort of fungus or whatever, I didn't want it to contaminate the actual main display tank. So I put him in the quarantine tank, and several weeks later he recovered. He did get a little bit of fungus or whatever, and it got treated, and he went back into the tank. Now this is a different fish, a different male that jumped out, and this dude literally shriveled up, and there was no way of saving him. So rest in peace, little guy. If I found you earlier, I could have saved you, but he dried up, and it was probably overnight when he jumped out, and there's nothing really I can do about that. So as you know, I went to a bi-weekly water change schedule just because I have a lot of fish tanks, and really it's a bi-weekly because I have more fish tanks that I can handle in 1 week. So basically 1 week I would do all of my water changes inside, and then that's all my tanks that I have inside. And then the other week I would do my water change or cleaning on the rack or the garage fish tanks on the outside. So actually the maintenance of the rack outside isn't really that bad. So really what that means is I'm really just siphoning or cleaning anything in the bare bottom tank. And it's really one of the reasons why I have a bare bottom tanks in each system, is because it's easy for me to just siphon all the crap. And it's also really easy for me to refill the tank up with water without having to worry about all the sand, all the debris and stuff that I can kick up. It's just because I can just dump water straight into that tank. So really it is just about a 25% water change in the overall system. I also end up, cleaning any of the sponges that will trap, debris, and also any filter floss that needs to be cleaned pretty much at least once every 2 weeks for sure. I try to do once a week, but sometimes I forget or sometimes I get too busy, and I do it, on the other week. The maintenance also consists of topping off the reservoir tank or my auto top-off tank for my sump, and generally that doesn't really need to be topped off for about maybe 4 weeks because the 40 gallon actually holds a lot of water. Now this week's a little bit easier because I just have to do the green rack, which is my freshwater tank. My blue rack, which is the reef tank, is still cycling. It is like right there, like really close to like cycling. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Like I said, not in a rush for that tank. Once it cycles, I'll throw in fish in there, but I really haven't done any maintenance on that tank because I'm just waiting for the cycle. Once it cycles, I'm gonna do a big water change and then start adding fish into it, and then that's where we'll keep up the maintenance for that rack. But also while I'm outside, I do have 2 quarantine tanks, one freshwater and one saltwater. I also do about almost like an 80% water change on the freshwater just because it's so easy. I literally just flip a valve that just dumps out all the water and I refill it, and then boom, that tank's ready. For the saltwater, I do about a 10% water change-ish, or maybe 20%. I just do a 5-gallon bucket on that, and that's about, actually about 25% actually, because it is a 20-gallon long tank. Also this week, I got in 2 more plecos. So I got 2 397, which are the red tiger plecos. I have a clutch of them already, or a bunch of them that are smaller size, about 2 inches are some of the bigger ones. And then a lot of them are about 1.5 inches-ish, and then maybe a couple of them are 2.5, something like that. Something on the smaller side, so about this big. But online, I'm always in the lookout for any deals or any cool fish or anything like that. Anyways, I came across a really good deal on some adult males, so I bought 2 of them for $100 each, and they're huge. They're like almost 3 inches plus, and their body is like this big. So awesome deal for this fish. They tend to go a lot higher, about that size anyways. If you guys are interested in getting some really nice fish, plecos, rare fish, check out Derek's Fish on Facebook. So it's actually the first time I bought fish from him, but it's actually not the first time I bought from him. He actually also sells pleco caves. If you guys heard of the company Honeycombs Caves, he actually is the distributor of that company, and I bought some really nice pleco caves from him. And actually, if you look at my rack system, it's actually houses about 50% of it is from his caves, and his caves are super nice. I ended up buying some more caves from him, and hopefully next week or so I'll show you guys what I got. So yeah, so definitely check him out if you guys are looking for some really good pleco deals on some red tiger plecos, and if you guys are interested in some sweet pleco caves, he has some really nice ones as well. So the 2 plecos are going into the quarantine tank. I actually cleared out the quarantine tank because I had juvenile plecos in that tank that have been in there for about 3 to 4 weeks, and it was time for them to upgrade, and I actually threw them into the rack system, and now they're in there with the other plecos, and they're just kind of running around there. So this tank now is just housing 2 plecos for the quarantine process. So these 2 plecos are going to go through the same quarantine procedures as any other tanks. Mainly the ones that I care about are bacterial, and also parasites, internal parasites that you can't really see, you can't really detect, and any signs of ick. If you see ick, are the really 3 big things that I treat for, just to make sure that everything's good and dandy for the fish, and then also making sure that they eat really well before I actually add them into any of the tanks that are housing other plecos and whatnot. Alright guys, and that is the quick update for this week. I want to say thank you for the support again for the channel, and also congratulations to Simply Beta for winning the 5K contest. And if you guys aren't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button if you guys like the video, share the video if you guys like to share the video, and until next time guys, peace.
Like a broken soul in a wonderland without angels.